Imagine that the universe, in its vastness and complexity, not only exists, but depends on your personal presence. The traditional understanding of the world, rooted in Newtonian physics, paints a picture of separate, independent objects subject to strict laws of nature, such as gravity and thermodynamics. In this model, the universe appears as something detached and self-sufficient, not needing external influence. However, with the advent of quantum physics, this established picture begins to change. Quantum mechanics challenges the fundamental principles of classical physics, offering a completely different view of the nature of reality. And surprisingly, these new scientific discoveries are finding echoes in ancient spiritual teachings. Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary sage of antiquity, proclaimed, "What is above is below, what is below is above." This phrase implies that our world is like a holographic matrix, where each part reflects the whole, and consciousness plays a key role in shaping reality. Quantum physics, like an echo of ancient wisdom, suggests that reality is not a frozen construct, but something shaped by the consciousness of the observer. In this fascinating field, where quantum physics addresses the concept of the multiverse and infinite timelines, your perception may be the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. The process of making conscious choices and focusing on a desired future can have a significant impact on shaping perceived reality. Neville Goddard, exploring the concept of the fourth dimension, hypothesizes that this dimension acts as the source of our three-dimensional world, containing countless potential life scenarios similar to the infinite possibilities of events. In turn, Dr. Joe Dispenza, drawing on the principles of quantum physics, emphasizes the existence of a limitless field teeming with potential possibilities and outcomes for our lives. This inexhaustible quantum field, or universe, resonates with the ancient teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, as represented in the Kabbalah. In this field, every conceivable outcome of events already exists in potential form. This raises a legitimate question: what determines the particular line of time we ultimately inhabit? Neville Goddard rightly states, "Embrace the feeling of your wish being fulfilled, and watch reality adjust to your attention." Time, as a category confined to the limits of our three-dimensional perception, loses its significance in this context. As Dr. Joe Dispenza states, there is a direct correlation between our thoughts and the state of our health. In higher dimensions, where the linear boundaries of time are erased, all of our potentialities already exist as reality. Within our limited lives, we exist on a specific timeline, but what defines this particular path among the countless options available in the fourth dimension? This question marks a departure from the classical Newtonian model and brings us closer to the concept of unified consciousness. The quantum field is responsive to the consciousness with which it interacts, shaped by our thoughts, emotions, and general state of being. Thus, the reality or timeline we experience is a reflection of our inner state, thoughts, and emotions that we cultivate. The universe, like a mirror, reflects our self-image. It cannot reflect a smile unless we smile first. Similarly, the universe responds to our inner state by manifesting it in external reality. Just as a mirror surface flawlessly repeats every movement, every gesture of the beholder, so the human being is inextricably linked with the surrounding world. When a smile blossoms on the face, the mirror immediately responds by reflecting joy and positivity. Similarly, the all-encompassing essence, be it an inscrutable God, an inexhaustible source, or a mysterious quantum field, accurately reflects a person's inner state as perceived by the universe. The true purpose of the creation of the world is to experience an infinite variety of unique experiences extending to the very boundaries of infinity. The omnipotent and omnipresent force that permeates all things has a deep respect for each individual's freedom of choice, viewing it as an integral part of enjoying the varied adventures that life presents. Neville Goddard, a prominent proponent of this idea, argued persuasively, "Every man has unlimited freedom to create his own world as he wishes, provided he realizes that everything around him is responding to his inner state." This unwavering belief in the unique. Consciousness of each individual provides a powerful incentive for the expansion of the universe. The ability to make choices always remains an integral part of human existence. Just as a smile to an infinite mirror inevitably elicits a response, albeit with some delay due to the three-dimensional nature of the linear world, so too any change in human consciousness is eventually reflected in the surrounding reality. Events must unfold sequentially to fully reflect the changes that have occurred. Nevertheless, the mirror must. Ultimately, reality reflects what one projects in one's mind. In a sense, this projection already exists as reality in the fourth dimension. An unwavering belief in one's self-image causes the world around one to conform to that image. The universe, having no will of its own, seeks to provide man with an authentic experience. All of existence seeks to comprehend what it means to be a particular person at a given moment in time, and this understanding would be distorted if the universe imposed its will. Infinity has willingly accepted limitations in order to truly experience a uniquely human existence. It relies on man and his current state as the starting point for its experimental choices. In essence, man and the universe are one, but in this world, a veil of forgetfulness obscures this truth in order to create an authentic experience. Imagine a person voluntarily subjecting themselves to a form of self-induced amnesia to play a virtual reality game in an effort to have the most realistic experience possible. In this game, when the person is hit, it feels as real as if the events are actually happening. Imagine being engrossed in a video game where every decision has consequences. However, the fear of losing everything in this virtual reality fades when you realize that your real self is safe. Similarly, life sometimes seems cruel and unfair, making us question how a higher power allows suffering. The clue lies in the realization that the Creator is not an external overseer, but rather the architect of a universe where we are the blacksmiths of our own destiny. The law of being states that our actions, like a reflection in a mirror, shape our reality. If we sow chaos, we reap its fruits. It is impossible to be successful and mired in disorder at the same time, because the mirror of life only impartially reflects our essence. The thirst for freedom is often confronted with the feeling that circumstances hold us in a vice. But it is this struggle that can be a powerful stimulus for self-discovery and a deeper understanding of the universe, influencing our future path. The philosophical views of Neville Goddard and his followers offer a rethinking of the causes of life's difficulties. They argue that the obstacles one faces are not random acts of external forces. Rather, they are echoes of the inner world, a direct reflection of the state of consciousness. In this concept, the mirror metaphor becomes particularly evident. A person looking into a mirror sees a reflection that is an exact reproduction of what is in front of him. If his mind is full of thoughts of limitation and confinement, the reflection will also be a picture of stagnation and unfreedom. However, if one changes one's perspective and accepts the idea of freedom and limitless possibilities, the reflection undergoes a radical change. The world, as if responding to this new perspective, begins to open doors to opportunities and joys that had previously gone unnoticed. This transformation is reminiscent of the plot of Russell Conwell's story, Acres of Diamonds, where the hero overlooks the treasures hidden in his own land in pursuit of riches in distant lands. It is not uncommon for a man exhausted by his search to eventually realize that the coveted goal was always within his reach. This idea is vividly reflected in the immortal lines of William Ernest Henley from the poem Unconquered. I am the master of my fate, the captain of my soul. These words eloquently testify to the profound influence of personal will and worldview on the formation of life's path. When an individual consciously adopts a position of prosperity and contentment, even before it becomes evident in the surrounding reality, there is an imperceptible but powerful harmonization in the universe or quantum field. As consciousness changes, external circumstances transform as well. However, this concept goes beyond simple positive thinking. It is about tapping into the deeper layers of existence and realizing the power of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind, like fertile soil, takes the seeds of thoughts sown in it and nurtures them into reality. This is a key principle of many spiritual and philosophical teachings, which state that the outer world is a reflection of our inner state. The reality that surrounds us is a direct echo of our innermost thoughts, held beliefs, and experienced emotions. In other words, the external world is not just a mirror image of our current existence, but also a vast canvas where potentialities are continually unfolding based on the inner monologue and ingrained beliefs we hold within ourselves. In this complex interplay between the inner and outer worlds, all facets of our existence are inextricably linked. In order to realize one's most cherished dreams, whether it be the desire for freedom, the thirst for joy, or the search for fulfillment, one must delve into the depths of one's consciousness to comprehend and transform one's inner world first.